Now, Trump is a convicted felon after being found guilty by a jury of his peers for falsifying business records, covering those payments up, and committing a campaign finance violation. Donald Trump, cheater, felon, unfit to be president. Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
That right there, folks, was from the Republican voters against Trump. They have been very vocal when it comes to Donald Trump. Also, I was looking at this here, and you know what? The folks of the Lincoln Project, they don't waste any time. Watch this.
Donald Trump found guilty on all 34 counts of falsifying business records in the first degree.
You're a criminal, Donald. That's what the jury said. Not the deep state, not the Democrats, not the Biden administration. A jury, regular people who saw the evidence and felt sick. You're a criminal, and you did it to yourself.
Nobody's ever seen anything like this. It's a shame.
Your defense was weak because you're weak. They had no argument because there is no argument. You were too scared to testify because you knew Donald. You know. You're guilty. Guilty as sin. Guilty as charged.
That was music to your ears, Reese. Reese, you were a little excited right there.
That was some good shit. Listen, I know that I'm not the gravitas person on the panel, so I will fly that flag today. I'm going to wear that hat and I'm going to wear that cape. I am the low down in the gutter ass person on the panel. And today is one of those days where I think I'll come in great handy, because at the end of the day, we don't need to take cues from Republicans. Republicans will exploit anything. They'll make some shit up to exploit. So the whole idea that we're handing something to Republicans, handing something to Trump, I don't buy that. Because they don't have to be handed anything. They will do whatever it takes. There's no law they're unwilling to go in order to maintain power, maintain their grip on power. And so what the Democrats need to do is take a cue from that ad and remind people that you are facing a president. Okay, Joe Biden, oh, he tripped over a sandbag, whatever. You are facing the choice between a now 34 times convicted, and a win is a win. I don't give a damn if he was convicted of 34 traffic tickets. I'm calling his ass a felon. That's what he is. The same way if you were convicted of cashing a bad check, you a felon, or any other thing that they want to hang around your head as a scarlet letter for the rest of your life. I'm gonna hang that around his head. And so I want the Democrats. I was disgusted when Biden said he had no further comment. Are you kidding me? This person is almost kicking your ass in many battleground polls, and he just got convicted of 34 counts. They need to be matching the energy. As much as the Republicans are going to try to leverage this and make him out to be some sort of martyr and some sort of victim, then you need to be reminding people of any kind of sense, which I do think outnumber the Republican voters. It's just that people don't vote. That you are looking at a 34-time convicted, now 50-something more additional indictments that he's facing, twice impeached president, who, by the way, when he was president, 500,000 people died of COVID under his watch and all kind of shit that went wrong. That's the kind of thing that you need to be hammering home. This is not a normal election. To treat Donald Trump as a normal opponent, as just another old guy who you may like a little bit more, is malpractice. So I hope that they don't be scared like they always are with this. I hope that people don't try to, shy away from this and think that it's going to speak for itself. You have to drive this point home the same way on the other side. They're going to drive it home that he's innocent and he's a victim.
I know this is AI, but this is another video that was on the Lincoln Project's page.
COVID happened, poor people were dying at a rate already of 800 people a day. Before COVID, if you went to a funeral every single day, It would take you 600 years to attend all the funerals of the people who will die from the ravages of policy violence, poverty, and low wages in America in just 1 year. It would take you 2 years and 19 days to go to all of the funerals of the people that will die today, and oftentimes silence. Nobody talks about this political genocide, but we are determined today to remember their death and be a resurrection of voting power and voice power like never before.
Economic justice and saving this democracy are deeply connected. We, as a nation, must listen to the demands of the poor, who are pushing and will continue to push political candidates and elected leaders to lift from the bottom so that everybody can rise.
We are the poor, the marginalized, and the underpaid. And we are taking one step forward to say that everybody has a right to live.
Poverty is not the fault of those who are impoverished. It is caused by those who make the policy.
There are over 135 million poor and low-wage, low-income people in this nation.
The biggest block of potential voters by far is low-income, low-wage voters.
I can't afford medicine. Sometimes I have to skip because of the cost.
The farm worker community is tired of the violence imposed upon us by greed, exclusion, and denial of basic human rights.
Those folk that represented by that casket, poor and low-wage workers who are the most moral people in this country because they go to work every day believing, even though going to work is hazardous to their health.
I'm tired of working 70 to 80 hours a week and still not have money for the necessity of bills. I'm tired of getting sick and not being able to go see the doctor. Having to make a choice to pay between rent or the light bill or food or clothes.
You cannot claim to care about families and a culture of life and then do everything in your power to rob people of equal access to resources and to force them to live in poverty.
Leadership of both parties had waged war on poor people and low-wage workers.
And this government has treated people experiencing poverty, including their military families, with disdainful, deliberate, malicious neglect.
So the truth is that my son died from poverty.
We refuse to accept poverty as the fourth leading cause of death.
The fourth leading cause of death in this, the richest country in the world.
We march today for our children and the generations to come.
And we need to do it with the loudest voices possible, the biggest actions possible.
We will voice our demands and register our vote.
When we stand up and when we stand together, things change.
There is the electorate that is, and then there is the electorate that should be.
34 million eligible poor and low-income voters did not vote in 2016. If just 20% of those voters in swing states were mobilized around an agenda, they could change the political outcome of every election. So we're launching the most massive voter mobilization and turnout campaign in history of poor and low-wage voters, allies, and religious leaders.
People are dying, but we know it doesn't have to be this way. And so we are calling on everyone to join us in this Poor People's Campaign, a national call for more revival.
We are here, we will be seen, we will be heard, and our power will be felt. We don't need to be an insurrection. We are a resurrection that will be felt across this country. Are you ready? Ready, ready, ready. We are a resurrection, and we are ready.